This is our Mk2 GTI, which we pulled out of a garage it had been sat in for 20 years. Last episode, you saw that we tried to start it, failed to start it, realised it had a blown motor, pulled the motor, got a new motor, put the motor in, and then got it rolling under its own steam. And she drives mint. Yeah, as you can see, she's not road legal yet. That's why we're being trailered by a new ultra cheap Range Rover. If it passes its inspection, it can go out on the road. But we can't take it looking like this. No self-respecting MOT guy is going to pass it if it looks like it's been sat in a garage for 20 years. So we're going to take this to our mate Dale, we're going to clean it up, which is going to be hella satisfying, and see how much of this paintwork we can save. We want to leave the body as close to original as possible. Just a quick clean and polish to see if there's still a white Golf hiding under all that dirt. We're going to show this panel because this is going to be mega transformation. Look at that little test patch. We're going to see how it fares. I reckon it's going to come out sweet. I'm very excited. Oh my word. There's a car under that dirt. Oh, it's white. Who'd have thought it?
Man, this is already looking much more like a car. You can see the seats. That's really weird. I didn't know that they did though. It's just a painting of dust. Like here, it's like, what did the artist mean by this? I just love the curves, showing the Mark 1 moving to the Mark 2. It's very metaphysical. It makes you think. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Jack, can you just have a break on me?
Yeah, I can have a break. You sure?
I'll do your half for you.
All right, I'm gonna have a nap. Can I help you? Stop filming me when I'm doing nothing, okay? When the camera cuts, I'm like all over this thing. Stop. I've just stood up. I was doing stuff. If you're gonna do this, I'm actually just gonna have a break.
As opposed to what you were doing before.
Shut up.
Taking a leaf out of Jack's book, we had a break and headed outside for some inspiration, which as usual, I failed to grasp.
Has this got different wing mirrors?
Ethan, would you like to make yourself useful for once today? Hold on, I have to get in. Yeah, you want to do those? Let's get you involved in the cleaning.
Main reason why we're here. Oh yeah, there's one here. That was very satisfying. It's like putting the centre back into a polo. Sorry Jack, I'm just doing some work over here. Perfection. With Ethan perfecting the car, I was busy doing the complete opposite. Oh no! We're doing a 50-50 and he's pulling the paint off.
Could we get a Sharpie and put a little sad face on that? Dale, do you have any white paint? It's ready to pour.
The wrong way.
Interesting. Look at the trim.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said. At least that's good. Bloody hell. We've managed to get rid of the sort of like tea bag surrounds that all these scabby bits had. Now it almost looks like it's on purpose a little bit.
Looks like a scabby teenager now, rather than a decrepit old...
Pleased with the Golf's improvement, we pulled it outside to see the results.
There we go. Not perfect, but I think as good as we're going to get without a respray. Now it looks like as if someone actually cares for it. You know what time it is now though? MOT. I'm so scared.
Before we go for the MOT though, we have to be honest with you.
Yeah, since you last saw it, this car has required a huge amount of work to get it anywhere near MOT ready. It seems that sitting for 20 years really isn't good for car parts.
Doesn't do it much good.
No, it really doesn't. It's a shock to me. So that work includes, but is not limited to, a later twin exit exhaust, because ours was full of holes.
A rear right brake caliper.
A reverse light switch.
All new rear brake lines.
Another reverse light switch. A new brake master cylinder.
A new rear brake compensator.
Reinstalling the old brake master cylinder because the new one was broken.
A rear right brake caliper.
A third brake master cylinder because the old one was also broken.
A new rear main seal, which involved pulling the entire gearbox out.
New wiper blades.
A new rear damper, because ours literally snapped in half the first time we drove it.
New alternator lead. New battery positive lead. Coolant level sensor and temp sensor. New rad.
A rear left brake caliper. And a rear right brake caliper.
Brand new boot struts.
New handbrake cables.
2 new gearbox linkages. A new coolant expansion tank.
An entire new fuse board.
A new heater matrix because the old one shit its pants down my legs.
A rear right brake caliper. And finally, if you follow me down here, a rear right brake caliper.
So basically, all the boring bits that just needed tidying up.
Yeah, essentially it's a brand new Mk2 GTI now. We've replaced all the parts.
I say it's got a really strong chance of getting an MOT now.
Yeah, she'll fly through.
To see if our Golf was roadworthy, we took the GTI down to Mike at Four Winds Garage, who was going to do a pre-MOT inspection for us. He started with the easy things, like checking tyre condition and seats for play.
That headliner though, right, Michael? Okay, we seem to be right on the inside. How are you feeling so far?
So somewhat confident, 60%. However, our confidence was short-lived when it came to the emissions test.
A little bit high on the CO.
What do we want to see?
3.50. That will need looking into.
That's not a great start. So fail number 1. And things went from bad to worse when it came to check the lights.
Something a bit strange on your main beam going on.
So high beam switch, fail 2. With 2 fails locked in, we were sure it couldn't get much worse.
Okay, off and switch off. A fuel problem leaking here.
Yeah.
Obviously that is a fail.
I think Edwin did that bit.
It wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me. No, I've been nowhere. This is the first time I've seen this.
It's hard to say, really. Could have been anyone who's worked on the fuel system.
It wasn't just the fuel system that was letting us down, as when Mike jacked up the front of the car... That's not great.
That's not good, is it?
Mike found a massive amount of play in the front suspension, which meant fail number 4. And while we were down there, we added some more bits to the list.
You've got a bit of a bind on the brake as well.
Oh, have we?
Both sides.
Well, Ethan did the front brakes, that's definitely him.
I did not. You cannot count what I
What are you talking about? You did the front brakes on this, did you not?
I looked at them basically.
That was 100% you, Ethan. But we couldn't blame Ethan on the next fail because the rear brakes were binding too.
Binding on there slightly as well.
On the upside though, Mike was impressed with how solid the Golf was.
Yeah, she's looking okay underneath on the body side.
So yeah, not a great result, with some quite pressing issues, our petrol waterfall being the most serious of all. But on the whole, we were quite pleased, seeing as this car hadn't been touched since 2002, and we just needed a little more time to button up the issues. Alright, who am I blaming for this failing? Front brakes and then everything else.
Yeah, okay, everything else, because I've done everything else on the car, because you just sat there and watched.
Are you joking me? Okay, so emissions.
Okay, we just need to mess with the idle, mess with the stuff. That's fine.
That's fine.
Easy, we'll do that.
Main beam.
That's weird. The high beams work, but they don't click into place.
Nice. That's a problem for Kyle.
That's a problem for Carl.
Fuel pipe union leaking.
That's you did most of that.
Shock absorbers insecurely attached.
Really, who's to say?
Who can know?
They can't expect us to catch everything.
Service brake excessively binding front and offside rear.
Hands up who did the front brakes.
I did a bit of brakes.
Okay. The fact that Ethan did them, probably a good point that maybe it's an easy fix and he's just done it wrong.
Brakes on this thing, I've been having nightmares. You especially.
Just think, when you're out on that open road with the gloves on.
What, because I'm covered in brake fluid?
And finally, to monitor and repair if necessary, so advisories, we've got a couple little crusty holes.
AKA never, not doing it. Not happening. Who's starting on what?
I'm gonna get this bonnet release.
Oh, you're choosing the easy one?
I'm going to delegate all my work to Kyle.
He's happy.
Edwin should do brakes.
I'm not doing more brakes on this car.
I think we just gotta get cracking. Let's get this ticked off.
Come on then.
Where the end of the bonnet release is dropping down, I might just cable tie it up so I don't fall down.
I might just do the same on the shock tower.
That's just bolts you can tighten though. Why would you do that?
Nah, we'll just cable tie it up.
Can I explain this to you? So this is your retaining clip, yeah? And the thing...
Sorry.
So what happens is the retaining clip sits in there, but it just fall out the bottom. That's no good. I'm going to put a little cable tie around it just so that the end of the bonnet cable has nowhere it can fall out the bottom. I mean, if you could see it, you'd understand what I'm talking about. I'm doing like keyhole surgery. I am a surgeon.
And close. Oh, now close it. Yes, that's still an issue.
What's that?
You have to push the stalk back.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Done. Tick them off the list.
Oh, excellent, yes.
We got one done.
Uh-oh, that was very loose. You're still tightening that. That's really troubling.
So I reckon we've found why we've failed on our strut bolts.
So it's not our fault?
It's a little bit of our fault. The thread is a little bit mashed. So when we got to that part, we stopped tightening it and thought, oh, it's nice and tight. And then it was not. So we just need to chase these threads. Ethan, how would you chase these threads?
W40, a nice bath.
Ice bath?
No, a nice bath.
Oh, okay.
Some bubbles, some
bubble
candles.
bath,
Yeah. Just have fun with it.
Ethan, I know what you're doing. Stop doing that.
I'm not the one who's being inappropriate at work.
Oh, say it.
That ain't going anywhere.
Nice. Take them off the list.
Take it off the list.
So we were a bit confused when we failed on the rear brakes because we did the rear brakes and they seemed to turn fine. But the issue is that if you put the handbrake up, Jack, it clicks up, and then when you let it out, it doesn't come back out all the way. So now, after the handbrake's off and there should be no reason that I can't turn it, I can just only turn a tiny bit. So we need to take the caliper off and rebuild the handbrake mechanism.
Every time we need to go somewhere, you just jack it up, take the wheel off, knock the handbrake cable back.
Yeah, the design is very human. So that caliper needs to come off. We need to rebuild it.
Well, all this sounds like a job for you two. I'm going to get back to the front and...
Oh, you just need to do that one zip tie. Yeah, that's a big job there.
Still working on this, so yeah.
Actually, no, I've sort of moved on to a different issue, actually, Ethan. I can't get this bloody bonnet latch to return.
That's not important. We've crossed it off on the list. It's done.
I need it to return.
It does return.
No, it doesn't return.
It does return with your hand. You just push it, return.
That's not how it rolled out the factory.
I think most of this is not how it rolled out the factory.
He doesn't want to do anything else. He's procrastinating.
Oh, you two are just absolutely so full of shit, aren't you?
I can't get the bonnet open. It's not open. The brakes don't work. That's the issue we have here.
I can see him not doing anything from here.
No one who's doing anything stands like it's like he's laid up in bed standing. Like legs like that going. Oh, it's not working. I'm gonna get this to work.
So you're saying another cable tie?
I would suggest one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect. That I can do.
This means you're going to have to do another job now. You've done one.
Nah, I'm going to find another issue with it. Edwin is exceptionally good at changing the calipers on these.
Yeah, you know.
Because he's done it.
Quite a few
I'm going to say, like, legit, about 36 times. That's because his favourite cousin is 36.
Wow, best car.
How many 36s do you own at the minute?
2.
How many of them are running without issues at the minute?
These brake calipers looking quite nice, isn't
Exactly. How many E36 do I own?
You could say 1, but that would imply that you've used it ever, so I'm going to go none.
I used it once, and then on the flip side, you buy something like this that's been sat for 20 years, and it's not bad.
It's quite bad.
Do you reckon this would be the last time you put a caliper on this?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
With Edwin full of optimism, we rebuilt the handbrake mechanism and hoped for the best.
We're spinning. With handbrake on? With goddamn handbrake's on.
Oh my good gravy.
My man Kyle, he knows how to rebuild a handbrake caliper.
Did you guys want a present? I did this very quickly and I ran out of spray paint at the end.
No way!
So good.
That's what we found in it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Is that when you were born?
It was 6 months after I was born.
That was printed when you were printing shit in that piece.
So no different to today then.
Yeah. That is so stupid. That is very good, Ethan.
Yeah, very well done.
Parking ticket framed, we let Kyle handle the fuel leak so that we didn't blow ourselves up, as well as looking over the brake bleeding and front pads that Ethan had messed with.
Brakes now working, it was time to fix the lights.
Ignition on, headlights on, high beam switch rebuild, completed it, mate.
Lights sorted, we fiddled with the car's fueling to get the emissions issue crossed off the list. Right, so we're on the little private road around This Is Your Garage because we're taking this for a run. One, to like just see what it's like after the MOT, make sure we got rid of those suspension knocks.
So number one thing that we need to fix is Ben's seat. Ben, do you want your seat to go back a bit?
Don't do it, it's crushing my ankles.
Ben, can you grab something from the glove box, please? No worries, okay. Are you a small legroom?
Yeah,
a little bit less. You know what I'm more impressed about? We've got a working rear right brake caliper, and I never thought it would happen.
What was it in the end?
It just needed 6 new rear brake calipers.
You're going to get that on these big jobs.
You really are going to get that on these rear brake calipers.
Test drive complete, we headed back for the GTI's moment of truth. I'm actually nervous. Emissions first. It was quite bad last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more like, fingers crossed then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Spot on.
Yes.
First bit's good.
Kyle.
It was always going to work because it was the one that we didn't touch.
True. Yeah, it's the one fix we didn't do.
Have we got some lights on there?
Yeah, there you go.
Right, looking good.
Yeah, fuel leak sorted. Dry as a bone now.
Dry as a bone, yeah, that's good. Yeah, no play there now. All good. Nice and free on the back. So that's it, retest is done. There you go chaps, all passed, ready to go straight on the road.
Straight on the road with a pass. Oh, I'm so happy with that. After 20 years, first one. Well, thank you so much. For
Pleasure,
sorting that.
no
Yeah, that's
problem
great.
at
So happy. It's allowed on the road, legally. Do you reckon we could do nothing and it'll go through next year?
Yeah, well, let's just park it in a barn and then next year. Oh.
Just going to put some tax on this, and it says going to tax from the 1st of July 2023, and it ran out on the 1st of July 1999.
So 24 years. 24 years ago that was taxed.
Yeah. Does
that my maths right?
That doesn't work out because mate, you must have been riding it around for 2 years with no tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You cheeky bastard.
Man, it feels so good to have done this. It feels so good.
This car is alive again.
We're on the road legally.
Legally.
For the first time in all those years.
This car was like content with the fact that it was dead. And I know that because it's fought us every single step of the way.
Yeah.
It just would not play ball. But now, the fact that it's driving around. Hey, look, it's just chilling.
Look what we did.
If we can get a car on the road, anyone can.
So Ethan was late, he couldn't join us, he was probably on holiday or something, I don't know. So we're going to go and tell him the good news, and it is very good news.
MOT?
You know how I replaced all those rear calipers?
Has it not passed?
The bloody thing's got them passed.
You absolute bastards! Oh, yes!
Drive?
Drive?
First legal drive, let's go.
I feel like we've seen the end of quite a lot of cars. It's quite nice to put one back on the road.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the fate of this car was completely uncertain. Blown engine and a clean shell.
It was going for braking.
It could have been for braking quite easily, couldn't it? Or left there forever. Until we came along.
Yeah, because the amount of time and effort required to get this car back.
Realistically, it was probably uneconomical to, unless you had the love for it and you really want it on the road. We get an MOT, straight away start driving on a private road.
Big thanks to Kyle, Adam, AVS Car Parts, Dubstock, Mk2 Spares, Heritage Car Parts.
I also want to thank everyone that DM'd us and just offered advice.
Yeah.
That was really good of you. Cheers guys, yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
Where should we take it now then?
Oh, I've already got that sorted. Hold on. There you go.
This is a hotel booking in Germany.
What a shout.
She's going home.
Oh,